We're going to get started in just a minute, so if you could grab your seats, that'd be great. Okay, well, so welcome to the IETF Hackathon. Welcome to Singapore. I see from shirts that kind of look like mine, many of you were here 2 years ago. If so, welcome back to the Hackathon in Singapore. To those of you who it's your first time, welcome to you as well. The Hackathon just continues to grow and I think get better and better and more productive. And a big part of that and a big supporter of the Hackathon is Lisa Cooper, our IETF chair. I'm going to turn it over to her to say a few words.
Thanks, Charles. So nice to see everyone here today. Can I actually see a show of hands? Anybody who this is their first IETF Hackathon? Oh my goodness gracious, a lot of new people. Well, welcome. It's so good to have you here. Everybody here is very friendly, so feel free to ask for help from anyone who needs it, especially this early in the week. People get, cranky later in the week. As Charles said, the Hackathon continues to grow and grow. When we were in this same venue, same room 2 years ago, we actually only had 3/4 of the space. Like this, there was a partition here. So you can visually observe how much the Hackathon is expanding, expecting something like 300 people. So it's really great to see everyone. And feel free, if anybody needs anything or if you have ideas for how we can make the Hackathon more useful to you, how we can expand it, how we can integrate it better into the work of the IETF, please feel free to come grab me or Charles and share your ideas. We're always open to new ideas. The Hackathon would not be possible without our sponsors and supporters. Cisco DevNet supports us through Charles's efforts, and this year we have a new ongoing Hackathon sponsor in ICANN. So big thank you to ICANN for their support. And if I could ask Paul Hoffman from ICANN to come say a few words.
Just a few words. So I was impressed to see how many new hands are up. Great, yay. ICANN sponsored the last hackathon, this one and the next one we decided to do a year's worth, basically because that table over there, the DNS table, has already produced over the last couple of years a whole bunch of stuff that is useful to the DNS just in a hackathon style way. And this is like, wow, this is really good. I know there are DNS people who are sort of also scattered at other tables because you actually care about other topics more than the DNS, but you still care about the DNS. Anyone in the room who has like DNS-y questions, feel free to wander over towards here. And even though the DNS is like this much of the internet, all of y'all are doing a lot of stuff on every other part, and that's really cool too. So anyways, thanks.
Okay, so I know all of you are anxious to get to what you plan on doing, but just want to run through some things, especially for those of you who it's your first time. First of all, I think you all know why we're here, and as Paul mentioned, I think Alyssa did as well, we're really trying to accelerate the work that's done in the IETF. Better quality by implementing things as we're standardizing them. And that not only speeds up the process, hopefully, but results in a better standard in a shorter amount of time. So we have better impact, I'd say. And it was great to see so many people who this is your first time here, because that's another big part, is to bring new people into the IETF, especially people who maybe have more of a software development background and wouldn't have been as interested or know how best to contribute to the IETF. But now through code, they have a mechanism to contribute and really make a positive impact. So that's great to see. As with everything at the IETF, we're operating under the note well. I'm not going to read through it. If you haven't seen the note well, especially if this is your first IETF, you can take a look at it. It's online. If you have any questions or problems finding it, let me or someone else around you know. We can help you find it. And the hackathon's a little bit different from a lot of IETF activities in that we do work on code. The code that you work on is not necessarily owned by the IETF. It's actually governed by whatever the license is associated with that code. So when you're working on code, just make sure you're aware of the terms under which you're using and contributing to the code. And it's whatever code you're working on, that's what's applicable here. Okay, last I checked, we had 38 projects, which is great to see. And there may be even a couple more. All the projects, if you haven't found the IETF wiki yet, all the projects are listed there, as well as who's running the project. So if you haven't figured out, or if you're trying to figure out which project to work on, take a look and see which one best matches your interests. And if you're not sure which project to join, we're trying something new at this IETF. We have a lost and found page, essentially, for lack of a better name. This is if you have a project and you need some help, advertise what you need there. Or if you're not sure which project to work on and you want to, a little bit more help to see exactly what people need, you can go there and see what people need, or you can even advertise what the things are you're interested in. That hopefully will help us all find out, get on a team that we can contribute to. So we're right at this kickoff part. And after this, really the idea is to break up into the teams. So don't get worried if you haven't found a team yet. That's what the morning is for, is to help you find a team. So you can come see me if you're having a problem, go around to the different tables, see the signs, talk to people, and find a team that looks like it'll work for you. Now, in order to make it easier for people to continue to work on their projects, we will have lunch brought in. And then there's snacks in the afternoon, we'll have dinner too. So the idea is to make it as easy as possible for you to stay here and just to continue to work. Of course, if you have other things you want to do and you want to take off in the evening, we understand, and that's fine. So Sunday we'll start up at the same time. The room will open at 8:30 and lunch will be brought in again. One thing I want to warn you of ahead of time is that we do like to have people present what they did, what they accomplished, what they learned, and give you the opportunity to do that. So these are very short presentations, but we do all those starting at 2 o'clock tomorrow. So that means that really you kind of need to be wrapping up your project at maybe around 1:30, so you have some time to put those slides together. You don't have to present, but it's really helpful, I think, to you and to the IETF if you do, because that's the best way of sharing with everyone around here and people who watch the recording later on what you did. And then we do need to clear out of here because this room will be repurposed for something else. So the hackathon will end at 4 so that newcomers have time to go to the newcomer thing tomorrow. And so we all have time to do the rest of the things we do here at the IETF. And by 5 o'clock at the latest, we need to be cleared out of here. So if you have equipment you brought in, just be aware of that, that we do need to get out of this space so that it can be turned over for the next setup.
Can we leave equipment here tonight?
Yes, you're welcome to leave equipment here tonight. Okay, the project presentations. As I mentioned, they're very short. Depending on how many we have, we usually need to limit them to like right around 3 minutes. So this is a very brief summary of what you did, what you learned, and what you're going to bring back to your working group. And to help out with those, we have basically a GitHub repo that we load all the project presentations into. So there's something called, this is the IETF Hackathon GitHub. And within it, we have a repo for IETF project presentations. If you go into that, there's some instructions about how that works, including an important thing about you need to be a member of the IETF Hackathon GitHub org in order for you to be able to have the privileges or write permissions. So if you're going to be uploading a presentation, make sure you send your GitHub ID to me and I'll add you to that. Also in there, you don't have to use this template, but if it's useful for you, there is a template. It's in PowerPoint format. If someone wants to create it in another format and upload it, that'd be great. But that's just to help you with creating a short presentation. It's a template that you can leverage if it's useful. It is best when you upload into GitHub if you do so with a PDF format, because that will be presenting from a shared Chromebook, and it just presents best from that. Okay, so when the hackathon's over, it's not really over. On Monday, we still have what we call Hack Demo Happy Hour. And the presentations were really short, only 3 minutes, as I mentioned. This is a more extended period of time for you to share what you did with the IETF community. So if you're interested, and I highly recommend this, from 6:10 to 7:40 on Monday, we have a space. It's a subset of this room, like a portion, I think this side of this room, where we'll be having the Hack Demo Happy Hour. And basically, you'll get a table, you can set up, you can do a demo for people, and just have that more in-depth conversation with them. If you want to do that, though, sign up as soon as possible, and definitely before the deadline on at noon on Monday. And there's links to all these in the wiki, plus these slides are uploaded too. Then throughout the week, we have the Code Lounge. And again, that's just right here in this room, or at least this part of it. And you're welcome to use that area to continue to work on your projects and to meet with each other. There is a board where you can sign up and say what times you're going to be here. That's just for your convenience. You don't have to do that. You're welcome to come here even if you don't sign up there. That's just to help teams, agree on slots and know when they want to meet here. Any questions on any of that? Okay. So as we covered earlier, and as Alyssa mentioned, I really want to thank our sponsors. We wouldn't be here and be able to afford the space and the food and all that if we didn't have that. And so please consider, if you're at a place that may be able to sponsor us in the future, we'd greatly appreciate that. If you do have any questions and you didn't want to ask them right now in front of the group, feel free to see me. I'll be hanging out up here. And with that, I'll let you get to it. So thank you all very much.